South Jersey bad boys. Thank you for joining in on that.
Finally, somebody joined in, and it's our guest's first appearance on the podcast. It's Paul Carson.
Paulie Cars.
Charmed, I'm sure.
On the podcast.
Yeah, and you gave a good facial expression with it, just to like get in the spirit of the South Jersey Bad Boys jingle.
It's from all the cocaine.
Yeah.
We were just ripping rails before we started doing this.
That's how, allegedly.
Allegedly, of course, some people may not want to spend their Monday evening that way. But over here in the Bad Boy Dungeon,
yes,
we don't have an official name for the studio. We got to come up with something.
Yeah. The casting couch has been...
It's been
referred to as a couple of times.
Yeah.
A lot of dog hair on the casting couch.
There is, and peanut butter.
Yeah.
But
it sticks right to the glue that Dan has sprayed all over that.
Yeah, it's just glue. It's going to be like Velcro. You're trying to get out of that seat. It's just, you're just going to have to really...
Have to tear
it's going to be a long podcast.
Yeah. Yep. If you sit there for too long,
well, you're stuck in there for a while.
So our this is now episode 45 we're going on.
Holy shit.
Which is why, episode 45 now. It's big. We had to bring on...
Best president.
Yeah, I was going to say 45 resonates with Paul more than any other South Jersey comedian bad boy we know, other than Mark Persons. But outside of him, it really resonates well. And you have an interesting upbringing and tie to South Jersey. So when did you grow up here? Move out of the country, come back. What's your story?
I was born at Cooper in Camden, lived here for like 9 months, and then went to Germany for 3 years, here for 3 years, Germany for 3 years, here for the rest. I think I said that right.
Really? I didn't know. I knew maybe that you were there when you were really young. I didn't know you went back and forth like that.
Yeah, and then a semester in college, but that's less interesting.
Whoa.
Oh.
So your first language was German?
No, English.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I forgot most. Like, I'm not conversational in German at all anymore, which is a bummer. But.
Oh, really? Oh. I know it's rather close to English. They say it's a lot closer than other languges, right?
Yeah, a little bit more phlegm, but we're close.
Yeah, that is true.
But you knew it fluently, like at one point when you were a kid?
No, I only got like decent enough at it in college, honestly. Like I never had any grammar or anything laid down, but I learned it for stand-up.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go. Those umlauts really throw me off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love a good umlaut.
I've never been to Germany. What's it like?
Oh, they got skeletons in all their closets.
I was gonna say, is there a lot of history?
It's spooky.
Yeah. I know a little bit about their history, but
well, I think
just the hits.
I think it's like going to a Stones concert. You just want to hear the hits. And I remember I took German in college for 2 semesters. Luckily, my roommate took it before I did, so I just took all of his work and copied it and got a B+ for. That's all I needed. That's worked out really well. But conveniently, they did do a little history of Germany throughout part of that as you're learning the language, and they skipped a good amount of a decade and a half. Just glossed right over it. Didn't mention it. No one asked anything.
Yeah,
it was a real.
Skip the golden years?
Yeah, that's what I thought they were referred to as, but it almost got me kicked out of class for calling them those. Yeah, it was like, wait a second, what happened between about like 1920 and 1945? And just nothing, silence. So, yeah, it was. I actually think it was easier than Spanish, though.
Yeah, I don't remember any of my Spanish. I took 6 years of it and was just like trying not to get called on. That was pretty much it.
I didn't learn any Spanish.
Yeah, the only Spanish I retained was when you go to Cancun, if you ask for Blanco, it's cocaine. That's the only thing. Yeah, and that's white. If you didn't know.
Wait, so why were you back and forth to Germany? Is one of your parents from there?
My dad's job.
Job.
Yeah, Department of Defense, just moving back and forth.
Oh, gotcha.
And now I work there with Matt Persons.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Me too.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
For technically the DOD. Yeah. Actually,
it sounds so much cooler than it is. Like, I buy dental supplies.
I know. Every person I tell, I'm like, yeah, I work for the Navy, and they go, whoa. I'm like, it's really...
ahoy hoy, and you're just like, Now, I picture you guys sitting in an office where there's like one of the radars that's just spinning and there's like alarms that go off. Everyone's in like, sailor outfits, but this is not how it is it?
We get that whenever
You're thinking of a submarine. I think that's what you're picturing.
I just imagine when you guys go to the office, you're boarding a submarine in the Delaware River, right near the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge. You guys just hop aboard.
That's the only way that I would get in that river is in a submarine.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea, and I would pay top dollar for one of you to sink the Spirit of Philadelphia. If you could just get into a fight with the battleship New Jersey, there's some 4th of July fireworks I'd be willing to pay for.
Yeah, I think somebody could sink that pretty easily and just throw a baseball at the side of it.
Yeah, actually.
Right through.
Yeah.
My neighbor growing up was like a submariner, and like he was retired, but like all of his essential things in his house were like in his basement. It was weird. He like lived underground. I guess he just got used to that.
Yeah.
So like he had his kitchen, his everything, and like we never saw him except for like when we'd hit a wiffle ball at his window.
Yeah.
And he'd freak out. PTSD.
Yeah, just a little PTSD.
God, it's like these goddamn rascals. I'm gonna have to get my shotgun.
Yeah. I like how you referred to him as a submariner, though. That's I thought you were going to talk about a guy that like threw a submarine in the MLB or something.
Oh,
like just,
Lefty Johnson.
Yeah.
Old submarine.
Yeah.
Was that confusing as a kid going back and forth like that? Like 3 years Germany, 3 years back, like making friends, learning stuff, different countries.
Honestly, we were young enough where it didn't really matter. Like in preschool, I went to an all German preschool, and like everything was just kind of weird no matter what, so I just kind of accepted that.
Pretty strict over there.
Yeah, but like the first day, like they're way more comfortable with nudity, and my first day of preschool, like
the teacher was naked. Turns out that's normal there. Or maybe I just had a weird teacher.
it's a different culture.
It's normal in certain states in this country.
It's just the culture.
Yeah.
It's like, no, Paul, I think you had a pedophile teacher.
I mean, maybe it was attached to like a church, like so it was like the school, the courtyard, and the church, and the first day, everybody, it was like an end of summer hurrah, all the kids got naked, and one of the teachers just sat in a chair spraying them with a hose. And
what the fuck?
And it was all overlooked by a church, so there's probably like a priest up in the bell tower.
Wow.
Like, oh.
Yeah, it seems
Jesus.
organized.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that was my first day of organized schooling
Jesus
ever, and I was like,
Christ.
"So this is school, okay?"
That'll shake you up a bit.
That's considered organized schooling in Germany, but over here, that was what I would call a family reunion at my Uncle Ted's house after he's had a case of Miller Lite. And now this is it's legal over there, though. Huh?
He'd stop by. He was one of our exchange priests.
Yeah.
So, is there any similarities like that experience that you can tie? Like, what were the things that you could resonate with that were similar between South Jersey, living there, and then Germany? If you're going back and forth, like what stuff carried over?
First day of 5th grade, all the kids got naked.
Yeah.
Why is everyone constantly getting naked in Paul's story?
And where was I during this?
Back of the classroom.
Yeah. Man, I should have gone to Germany. The only places my family flew me when I was a kid was on a Frontier Airlines flight to Orlando one time.
Ooh.
Yeah. But you're an international traveler by like the age of 8. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's goddamn Europeans just
International babies.
Yeah.
stripping in schools. Wow, that imagine today if like you were walking by a school and you saw that, like the amount of crimes.
I never thought about the pedestrians walking by. Like that never occurred to me.
Oh my
Well,
God.
yeah, you were a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul now goes by a school over here and just sees naked kids out in the schoolyard. He's like, oh, it's German class.
Yeah.
Going outside.
Remember kindergarten? That's how it
End of
goes.
summer.
Yeah.
Enjoy
like
it, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
Man, that's interesting. Any other weird German cultural things?
Not really. I mean, college, like they have like a red light district in Hamburg, so that
Yeah.
was weird just walking through there and
Yeah.
stuff. But like, besides that, not really any weird shit. Just like a lot more like organized, I guess, and like all the stereotypical stuff.
Do the Germans party pretty hard?
Yeah. They can like they'll go out until like 4 a.m. and just like hit it going bar to bar. I mean, this was like just one very specific area of like Hamburg where like it's called the Reeperbahn. Don't read too much into the name, but but like that was like it was like a port city, so it used to be like a bunch of sailors would just come in and party all night, but then it was just like anybody.
Interesting.
Whereas where the Beatles played all the time and like got their reps in.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
They're 10,000 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Now I did hear. What's the capital of Germany?
Berlin.
Berlin. Is it Munich? Is in Germany too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, got that one right. They have pretty big like club and like EDM underground like party hard type of scenes.
Yeah, Berlin. I've only been like when I was very little, but like I hear like they have like all the leather people, like all
the assless chaps.
Guys.
Yeah, man, a lot of interesting stuff coming out of Germany.
Yeah. Wow.
So all those leather, was it just like leather assless chaps parades or something, or like what's been going on over there?
I didn't meet any of them, but like I'm sure if I had wanted to, I could have found them.
Yeah. Yeah, they would have welcomed you in.
Could have heard them squeaking.
Yeah.
Could have welcomed them in with open arms.
With open ass.
little open ass, never.
With ass wide open. Out in Munich.
We should just start a Creed cover band.
Oh my God, that's the best idea you've ever had.
I've had a lot of good. That's a lot better than some other ideas I had.
Yeah, Creed cover band, man.
Creed cover band. Yeah, what could be a cover band name for Creed though? That would be
Ass wide open.
just ass wide open.
He kind of says it like that. With ass wide open.
Yeah. He just like puts a real soft R in there.
Thank you guys so much. We're ass wide open. Come out and see us next Saturday.
Dude, we could play down at the Camden County Summer Series down the Cooper River. Do you see who's going to be there? Their
No.
big headliner for the summer. There's a bunch of no names you've never heard of. Actually, Ruben Studdard is going to be there.
All right.
Ruben Studdard is covering somebody else you've never heard of. And I'm like, wait, the guy who was on American Idol and lost to Kelly Clarkson in 2002 is going to be singing, but he's going to be singing the styles of somebody else, but I've never heard of the person. So other than them, the big headliner performance throughout the entire summer is You Know Him and Love Him. Hanson.
Oh, my bad.
I thought Paul was giving me a hint. He's like, wait till you hear
I thought you
this.
guys were just trying to hold hands.
I just didn't know how close your hand was.
It's Hanson.
It's Hanson.
It's Hanson.
It wasn't ass wide open.
No, it's not. But I think
Hanson?
Hanson.
They're not dead yet?
Mbop Hanson. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's only one.
There's only one and only Hanson. The big thing that the person who put together, I read the interview that put it all together. They said Hanson was once a boy band, but now they're a man band. It's like
They're a man bun. I don't know if they're a man band.
yeah. I only know like a few of their songs, but I didn't know they were performing still. I didn't know they were together. I didn't know they'd ever perform at Cooper River Park in Camden, New Jersey. But
I think bands like that, like those childhood bands, like if they're doing a reunion tour, it's out of necessity. They're like cracked out. They need the money. They're like, this is the only thing we could do.
Yeah.
Every job application I've tried to put out, they're like, aren't you Aaron Carter? He's like, God damn it.
Not anymore, I'm not.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah. R.I.P. in peace.
So you're not Mark Wahlberg or the Wahlburgers guy, so you have to sing.
yeah.
Nope. No relation.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, especially because that's just the free family event of Cooper River Park's summer series or whatever. Because then right down the road, you got the Freedom Mortgage Pavilion, which is putting on the sellout, like, biggest names that go there every single summer. However, I did not see Jimmy Buffett on the lineup this year.
Well, you're dressed for it.
I know. I am.
You're ready to go.
It looks like I am just going to be
Couple
going
months early.
tailgating at a Freedom Mortgage place. We talked about this on a previous episode. Instead of showing up at a Freedom Mortgage Pavilion, I'm going to be at a Freedom Mortgage like brick and mortar location and just sit in the parking lot with a grill, and I'm going to be dressed like this.
And just keep yelling at people as they walk out. Go, bring out Jimmy. Bring out Jimmy.
I got the parrot head on and everything.
Yeah, they're going to go, sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave.
Right on the side of 70. It's 1 o'clock and it's Thursday, and Jimmy Buffett isn't playing in Camden this year.
Who were some of the best, who were some of the childhood musicians, like people that were famous, like Michael Jackson when they were young, that made it out and had a successful career? Like, who were some of the best ones that actually made it out? They all, you get like an Aaron Carter, they're all
Dead.
Aaron Carter's dead. Britney Spears is doing well.
Yeah.
She's
free.
she's doing good.
I don't know if that's for the best.
You start naming them off, and you can create a longer list of ones that aren't, complete. I think Miley Cyrus is out to get turned around, but she's in that Disney kid. She's in that whole camp.
She's had a little kooky career.
She's
doing all right. She seems to be doing okay.
She bounced back a little bit. But everybody else you name, Avril Lavigne, Britney Spears.
Avril Lavigne just disappeared.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
She married the guy from Nickelback and then had a little bit of a pop, and then now she's gone again.
Now she's gone.
That ruined her career.
I'm like just thinking childhood stars in general. Amanda Bynes, we've talked about her quite often.
She's doing well.
She's got a face tattoo. That's how you know things are going well.
I think she lit a dog on fire or something recently. Like, give it a goog, Dan. She, if you could.
Yeah, let me.
Her
look
most
up.
recent crime was something with fire and throwing something out of a window, and there was a dog, I think, involved. I don't know if all three were combined, but she's really going off the deep end.
Here we go. Amanda Bynes hospitalized. This is from April of 2016. Hospitalized for mental evaluation after setting fire in California. Oh my God. She had like blue hair down to her fucking ankles in that picture.
So what was wrong with her?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. We've all started fires randomly.
I think she's just bipolar, and like she just has. I have no idea. She just seems to be having these manic episodes. I always see these articles where it's like Amanda Bynes threw a dog out a window. She pierced her face. Tattoo.
Yeah, it just
on
says
the face.
It just says she lit a small fire in the driveway of someone's home in Southern California.
Well, she's just having a good time.
Yeah.
I apologize for hyping that story up.
Yeah, now we're going to get a slander lawsuit.
I did say she lit a dog on fire and threw it out a window, and I was quite off about that.
I'm looking forward to Britney Spears' dad's redemption arc. Like, everybody slandered him for
Yeah.
years, and now we're seeing that he was doing the right thing.
Yeah, now there's
Yeah.
going to be a new documentary, and everyone's going to be Team Britney's dad. It's like the other side of it. And he was like, I was trying to fucking tell you guys, like, this bitch needs to be locked up.
He's just gonna, and it's gonna come out on a Father's Day like next year,
Right.
and it's gonna just grab the hearts of every dad in America.
Just
like
a
my
bunch of
psycho
them with
daughter does.
signs.
Yeah. You could totally sway America's opinion if you just make a one-sided documentary and you put it out on like Disney Plus.
That's all you need now, and it would come out on Disney Plus. All the dads would just be like, "Yeah, my psycho daughter does the same shit."
Well, you know who swayed us on that with that exact strategy?
The Casey Anthony.
Casey Ant.
Yeah.
Dan and I were very, very, had our opinions pretty set in stone before we watched that documentary.
Yeah, we're like, what idiot would watch this and have their mind?
This is horse shit. I gotta say.
And then we watched it.
Questions were raised for me.
After you just stare into the eyes of KCA for a few hours during a documentary.
Yeah, she'll get you.
She'll get you. Yep. And that's part of the demon in her.
She popped up recently just like dancing on the side of the stage at like some show. Like somebody brought her up and it's just Casey Anthony as their groupie.
She's got to stop dancing in public. It's just not a good look, Case.
Jesus.
I know you're trying to. Her and Brittany, they got to fucking reel it in with the dancing. It's never helped them in recent years.
I love Britney Spears stuff though,
get 'em in
because
trouble.
she just like doesn't give a fuck. Just puts out these videos that get 80 million views on them of her just dancing in the middle of like a
Naked.
naked
Yeah.
in a house that just looks like a tornado went through the background of it.
Who's running her makeup these days? Like, why is her makeup always streaming down her face? She looks like she just got beat up.
Yeah, it looks like she just got into a fight with a puma, and she's just now coming on camera.
like she had sick lacrosse eye black, but she played a full game and now she's
Yeah.
just full raccoon in it.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know why, like, how she doesn't look at that video before she puts it out. It's like, you know what? Maybe I should shower up and then I'll redo the video and put it out. You know, I don't know.
Once her dad's redeemed, I hope he does dance videos.
Yeah.
You haven't heard shit from her dad. That's what I'm like. He's definitely holding on to. Yeah, because I think Amanda Bynes is still in a conservatorship, or she might have gotten out of it.
But see, Amanda Bynes and Britney Spears clearly seem to need to be under some sort of
Supervision.
supervision.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Just slightly. And I think, Britney doesn't even talk to Jamie Lynn Spears. Remember Jamie Lynn Spears'
Yeah.
TV show? I remember that was on Nick at Night or something.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a terrible show, but like
I just watched her. She's on this new show called Special Forces. Did you guys see
No,
that?
no.
So they take a bunch of celebrities and they put them through like Navy SEAL sort of simulation of boot camp. And they're all doing it because they're like, I want to see what I'm capable of and challenge myself. Literally, there's, I don't know how many, let's say there's 20. 15 of them quit like the first day, and it's a joke. Like they're really not doing anything like too difficult, because there's an actual show called The Selection where they take 30 civilians. That is legit. Like they really run these guys through what is like actual Navy SEAL Hell Week. The celebrity version, it's like Dwight Howard, Jamie Lynn Spears, Dr. Drew. It's like all these people. They all fucking quit. Jamie Lynn Spears literally like the first day is like, I miss my babies. I think I did. I think I did enough out here to prove to myself that I am very capable. It's like you literally didn't even make it 2 fucking days. And what did you think was? It's first of all, you miss your kids. It's 1 week,
Right.
Yeah.
and you're like, you can't make it 2 days.
Some people are dying to get a week away from their kids.
Yeah.
And she was just like, I've had enough.
I feel like she got more Southern as she aged, too.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
weird.
she's leaning into that twang a lot more.
Or they
Yeah.
probably just tried to like kick the South out of her when she was like a Disney kid, and they were like, "We're not gonna have any of this Southern bullshit. Talk like a regular Disney princess," you know.
Damn, so many of them just need their own, like they need a show on TLC. That's how they could really set them in their place. Instead of getting on a ABC competition show or something on like one of those, it needs to get on TLC where they're like in a lineup with like My 1,000-Pound Life and then Jamie Lynn Spears. That's where they might click and be like, oh shit, I'm like fucked up.
I'd love to see her on a TV show because another funny thing I saw from Jamie Lynn Spears is that TikTok that she was taking where she was like reaming out Elon Musk for Teslas because she's like, Elon Musk, I don't know what's going on with these Teslas, but I run over about 4 of my cats. These things are so damn quiet. You need to figure out what the fuck's going on because these Teslas are out here killing my cats. It's like, first of all, you are running your cats over and you're just putting that out on TikTok. Second of all, how many have you run over that you're like, you know what? I got to talk to Tesla about this because it's that much of an issue. Like, definitely more than 2.
Third,
You know?
you're driving a Chevy Bolt.
yeah, there's not a Tesla.
She's like, I'm pouring diesel in the gas can and it just is just fucking going.
She's blaming it on Elon Musk for the cars being too quiet. She's like, I must have killed about like 3 to 10 cats. It's like, if it's 3 to 10, it's definitely more than 10.
Jamie, these cats have been skinned.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Take it up with Elon.
And they're all missing their hearts for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and Elon Musk is such a troll online. I'm surprised he didn't go after her on that or reply to her.
She's just so not a celebrity anymore. I think like nobody even pays attention to her.
Yeah, well, at least he has some standards as far as who he's going to decide to respond to. D-list celebrities, no more. Cuts them off.
Yeah.
That should be a filter on Twitter. Is that filter out any D-list celebrities? That would be nice. But yeah, it's,
They just see you in all their DMs
it's just me like this, and I'm
in
just
that same shirt.
And I'm just like, Jamie Lynn, listen, I got a great business idea. I need some capital. I want to start lanternfly fighting rings. So we're going to capture a bunch, put them all in the same tank, and then we're just going to pump in a bunch of like nitrous oxide and see what happens.
I am building the first ever cat-friendly Tesla.
I'm going to build a cat-friendly.
I'd love for you to be a sponsor.
I could definitely. I didn't even think of this, and Teslas probably can be so quiet that you can probably just hit a shit ton of animals with them. And they're probably so fast you don't even realize that you hit these things.
That's got to be a good, good sneak up weapon. If you get in a Tesla, like, you know, and you just if you're stalking somebody,
It's like hunting Demolition Derby style.
yeah. Like, what about if you're in war? It's like, fuck those big Hummers that are loud and stuff. Get a Tesla, sneak up on the enemy.
Or those tanks, yeah, dude. And just spray paint it with like camo, or have it changing car paint like a chameleon.
Yeah.
Come on, Elon, we're throwing tons of ideas at you here.
Yeah.
Lanternfly fighting rings, camo Tesla.
We're just spitballing from the basement here.
We're just spitballing from the basement.
Call us back, Elon.
Answer
Yeah.
your DMs.
Yeah. God damn it. God damn it, Elon.
Do you guys have any DMs with well-known people that you've just been firing off for years and they haven't responded?
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I think I've definitely fired off like a thumbs up on like people that I'm fans of or something. Maybe some sports players.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I've shot, you know, like Embiid, like a let's go or something.
I think I have some embarrassing shit from like middle school with comedians where like, great job on At Midnight last night.
I definitely have some stuff like that. I wrote to Sam Morril one time in college. He was doing like Adam Devine's house party, and I like stumbled across Sam Morril on YouTube and became a fan of his. And I wanted to do stand up, didn't know how to do it. So I saw his email on his website. And I was like, I'm just going to email and like ask him some questions about getting into stand up. And didn't think he'd ever write me back. And he wrote me back, actually. And it was like a very considerate, like really put some thought into my questions and stuff. And it was actually pretty cool.
That is awesome.
When was that? Like 2012, 13?
Yeah, it was probably like 2012, 2013.
Interesting.
And then I saw him years later at a show, and I told him that, and he remembered. It's pretty
Oh,
cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. That's pretty neat.
Because I told him how. So I did stand up before I really got going. Like
Yeah.
when we started like 2017. I tried it once in college. There was the last comic standing competition, and then I did like one other show where I bombed. It's like my most historic bomb to date. And so I was coming off of that, and I told him like, this is what happened. Like, and he said he remembered it because he was like, you told me about how bad you were. And he was like, usually everybody writes about like how they're killing it or whatever. And he was like, no, I actually remembered because you specifically talked about how bad you bombed. And I was like, yeah, that was me.
That's probably the most encouraging thing to see, though. Like somebody who's already self-aware. Like that's like delusion. I feel like is the killer.
Runs
Right.
rampant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is definitely the killer when you're starting out as like an open mic comedian. It's just like 75% of getting out of that is who's aware enough. Because so many of them, like when you're watching people go up and they're doing bad, it's just a lack of awareness that's going on there, where you're like, I can't believe that they're up there going like, I'm the fucking man, dude. There's so many people like that.
There
when you
are,
start.
yeah. It's a lot. Paul, you just stumbled your way into the little segment we call open mic slander. So
Yeah.
what we're going to do, we're going to start firing out some local comedian names, real deep cut inside baseball for anybody that's watching. You just say the first word that comes to mind with any of these people's names, all right? You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. Will Bosworth.
You never got his name right.
Tony Parlante.
Great guy.
John Montenegro.
That country doesn't exist anymore.
And throw one out for old Sweet Paul here. So
Mike Persons.
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many guys though. Do you remember people that used to come around a lot when you first started doing open mic? Like, there's so many people that are there so often that get weeded out that just after a couple of years you're like, oh yeah, they just stopped coming around. Do you remember some people like that?
Yeah, for sure.
There's definitely a lot of them.
I'm trying to remember because when I started going to a lot of open mics in Philly, there's definitely a lot of people over there. There's a lot more movement over there. South Jersey stuff, there's definitely people like that just slowly stop or they come back every now and then. There's a lot of guys that were at High Note a lot when I first started that aren't really there anymore, but they come back for the bigger things. But yeah, they're just definitely people that just kind of go in and out of it.
Yeah.
Or a lot of people just graduate from the open mics and just don't ever have to go back to them ever again.
Yeah.
A lot of folks like that.
Or there's some people that you still see that are still just king of the open mic, still rocking, like never left. Like they just go to that one mic.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
there for 10 years. They've never gotten any better. Those are some of my favorite people.
I love them.
That's a lack of awareness that is truly commendable.
Yeah. But there's a lot of hot stuff going on in South Jersey comedy wise.
Come on, baby.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff all over the place.
Me and Paul just came off a hot show at Re-Up Fashion.
Yeah, see, comedy has now evolved into retail fashion stores.
I did too many butthole jokes.
Dude, not enough in my opinion.
I compressed a 25-minute set of butthole jokes into 10.
And you threw a little bit of you had some diversity in the set. You were talking about horse semen, the Kentucky Derby, very topical.
A lot of horse cum.
I watched Paul do the same exact joke, the Kentucky Derby one the night before. So I told him, I was like, oh, dude, that was great. I was like, was that new or was that like an older revive bit or something? Because I thought that was great. He's like, you think I should do it tonight? I was like, yeah, dude, hit it from the top.
Yeah.
And then he did it that night, and it was probably right after a few butthole jokes.
Yeah.
And I thought it started out well, but then you started going back into the butthole stuff.
But then it came back around again, and you had a callback with it.
Yeah, you did.
Brought
I
it
got
right back.
too tunnel vision with it. I was like, oh, all these things tie together while I was writing. And I didn't even stop to think, oh, maybe it's normal people wouldn't like it.
You have one of my favorite opening lines, like to start a set. It's just such a perfect joke. Like, as a short guy, to get up there and start your set with, I'm at the height where people just assume I'm ticklish.
It's been working.
It's a fucking incredible. It's like so quick, gets you started off with a bang. it's such a good way to open up a set. I love it.
You never hear much self-deprecating humor revolving around being ticklish, and it's just like
it's so unique. Yeah, I've never heard somebody with that take.
Everybody else might just be like, oh, like my dick is this, or I'm depressed that, or whatever. But you're just like, I'm ticklish.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
It's such a funny way to address being a shorter guy.
I'm glad. I appreciate that. Like, I'm glad that you said it was like something you hadn't heard, because like there's so many short jokes, and like last year at Philly's Funniest, I think I went too quickly into material, and I noticed people who were doing like identity based stuff or things you could see eased into it better. So like I was like, fine, I'll write one of those bits.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is kind of lowest common denominator topic, but I'm trying to hit it at like a unique angle. So I was hoping that would be like what that would accomplish.
And you say it in a unique way too, where everybody usually will get up there and they go, I know what you guys are all thinking. I'm a shorter guy. I look like a shorter version of a what. You say it completely different, where you're like, I'm at the height where people assume that I'm ticklish. It's like, it's quick. It's a perfect way to start your set. Because people think about it they're like, what are you going to say? And then you say that, like
what the fuck?
like, that's hilarious. I loved it, dude. That got you started off so strong.
Yeah.
I have to be standing up for it. That, like, I've had an issue over the past couple months where like now I'm a fainty boy. I have diabetic stolen valor with my blood sugar. And like,
are you dealing with actual blood sugar issues? I know there was the one time.
A vasovagal thing, but like I have to, for that joke, I have to start up standing up.
Yeah.
And like for some of my sets, like I'm feeling kind of woozy, like I've been in the bathroom with like my feet above my head type of thing, and like just drinking water and like.
Why is it happening all of a sudden? Do you know?
I went to the doctor. They said it's like if you're like excited, you burn through like blood sugar quicker or something, and then my blood pressure drops off the table or something.
Yeah.
So like with that, I have to go up on stage, and like it helps to sit down or not have my legs straight.
Yeah.
But like I have some bits like that, or like being short, which that's been my show opening bit for a while now, that I can't do if I'm sitting. So like I have to just get that in, and then if I'm feeling lightheaded, sit down.
Yeah. Do you ever try eating something like before you get on stage and stuff?
Yeah.
And that doesn't kind of like offset it all? Because I'm diabetic, so like I have to worry about that stuff all the time.
Yeah, I used to never eat before sets, but then like after going down twice on stage, I was like, okay, I have to start doing that.
Yeah.
And like it's been helping a little bit, but like still I'll have times where I'm like, okay, hopefully this goes well.
Well, that's the scariest part about getting low blood sugar too, is even if you're okay, if you start to feel slightly off, now you're in your head, you're going, oh my God, I don't know if this is going to escalate. And God forbid I pass out on stage. Like you just get so afraid that that's going to happen.
And that makes it like literally I've been fine ever since then, but I went to the doctor for a checkup, and while talking about it, I almost went down.
Really?
It was weird. So it's definitely mental something, but I don't know what.
Huh.
I've convinced myself, because sometimes you don't know too. Like sometimes you think you're feeling low blood sugar, or sometimes I have high blood sugar, because it's just all about, regulating, keeping your blood sugar good. But anything can affect it. Like if I, walk the dog around the block, and all of a sudden like I come and I hadn't eaten enough beforehand, all of a sudden my blood sugar starts to drop off really quickly, and I'm like, oh fuck, like, and so sometimes you don't know, and I will mistakenly think it's going down, and then I start to get in my own head, and I'm getting nervous about it, and I'm like, oh shit, like, and then you're gone. Like I'm already out of my head. I'm in my head. I'm thinking about it, and then you're nervous, and it's a beast that just feeds itself.
I've never had to experience anything related to any of that.
It's tough, man.
It has, yeah. I could definitely see how. Now, Paul, if I start up this weed infused show, would you eat an edible before a show? Because this is where shit's gonna go off the fucking rails, dude. I did one on Friday, just
just diving in deep with these edibles, dude.
Dude, I was just
changed his whole personality.
Yeah, look at me.
This guy was a buttoned up corporate guy when I met him.
We used to start the podcast. I was wearing a suit, and now I wear
Shane Victorino.
It looks like I retired to Key West a decade ago.
Yeah.
Like this is so. I was at home and I was finishing up the editing of our last episode, and I have the clips all sorted out. I just need to break them apart, chop out some dead air, do some captions on them. I take an edible on Friday around 7:00 at home by myself. I had TV on there and I start editing. I'm getting into it. About 7:20 comes around and I'm staring at this one clip that's 40 seconds and I'm just like 15 minutes go by and I didn't move like more than 3 seconds on the timeline. I get like lost as to what I'm doing. And then, like, I can't even see straight or function. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I couldn't even do the captions because I couldn't even read or, like, formulate a sentence. I just had to
I feel like that's obvious, though. I'm like, I would not expect to be able to do, like, software engineering when I'm on an edible.
I was just like, oh, it's a nice casual Friday night at home. I only had a show on Saturday, so I'm like, this is nice. I'll just kick back, throw back an Eddie, and do some editing. And that went out the window 20 minutes
I want to see you guys start dropping, like, the edible edit next to it.
Holy shit.
Just like captions that make no fucking sense.
Yeah, just Dan on edibles, like filling out all the captions.
We need to do an episode on edibles and see where that goes. We would have to toilet flush and bleep out a lot, I am sure of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been trying to think of like a weed-based comedy show, like someone knows someone that has a room above a head shop in Philly or something.
Cody knows those head shop.
Yeah,
fellas.
so Cody has some of them over here too, and I was trying to think of something because they're very popular now where people do a like weed show where it's like comedians take edibles and then they try and do their regular stand-up sets, which is fine, but like I'm trying to do something different. So I'm trying to think of like what, like doing like debates I think would be funny, but then it starts getting very improv-y. And if you're improving while on edibles, I don't know, like you can't rely on that actually being good or not.
Could be a little dicey.
So I very well might want to try and do it and just have standard do an edible and do your set. I have no idea. Have you ever taken one of them?
I never have.
Yeah, I didn't until this year. And now I'm just a degenerate. So
Diving in, man.
yeah, just diving in dick first, and this is just how you turn down on the other side. You start wearing Hawaiian shirts.
He's a wild man.
You become cool.
Oh, yeah.
Now, do you have any slander you want to throw around the open mic scene, Paul? Do you want to let something fly on somebody or a show?
None that I can think of.
Really put him on the spot here. Hey, you want to talk shit on anybody?
Yeah, maybe those guys over at the High Note Humor.
I hate myself.
They often got to compete with the Trivial Pursuit or whatever's going on the other side.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
It's a hot night.
Yeah, I do have a very unpopular opinion that I came to the realization of today. I don't mean to get you guys dragged down with me, but this is my own unpopular opinion. Jeffrey Epstein was not a very good person. I don't know if you guys want to
provide some pushback.
Yeah. I've just been seeing more and more of these articles coming out, and now they have a direct tie between him and Bill Gates.
I mean, they don't give
Really?
bad people islands, though.
That's true.
That is true. You
Name a bad person with an island.
yeah.
Right.
Can't name one.
Johnny Depp. Great guy.
I think Napoleon was banished to an island. He was exiled, but it wasn't his island. So
It was Epstein's. He likes little people.
French boys.
Yeah, he likes little young men and women.
do you know how amazing that would be if the history was correct in that where Napoleon was banished to Epstein's island? Oh,
Yeah.
it'd be incredible.
Wait, what is the tie with Bill Gates and Epstein?
So they basically have now found the Washington Post has been like dripping out all of these stories. Dripping out. Yeah. There's been a lot of drippage coming.
Yes.
They've been slowly feeding all of these Epstein stories over like, a week or two. Every now and then they'll feed them out. And somebody seems to think that somebody with a ton of Epstein knowledge is giving it all to the Washington Post, and they're just slowly releasing all these things. What they recently found, I think this came out within the last few days, if not today, was that Bill Gates was blackmailed by Jeffrey Epstein because Bill Gates had an affair with a Russian bridge player. He was very into bridge. I think it's like a card game or something. There was like a 20-year-old Russian girl that was really good at bridge, and he like met her at like a bridge thing and then had an affair with her. His wife famously divorced him a year or two ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think that because she heard about this blackmail coming
because then she somehow got involved with Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein, and she wanted to create like some type of foundation for building bridge as like a bigger game, and it's like a kind of like a non-profit type of foundation where you get like kids
What a
involved.
weird thing for like for all the things that Bill could be, all the good he could be doing. Like, let's start a cancer foundation. It's like, we need more people playing bridge out here.
Bridge is such a fun game for the youth of Russia.
God, Bill, you fucking dork.
It has nothing to do with me banging one of them.
Yeah.
But so Epstein was involved, and she got him to like get a bunch of donors to sign up to this like bridge foundation, basically. All these billionaires, and Bill Gates said no, and then Jeffrey Epstein held the whole affair thing over his head. But then it's also come to light, the more interesting interesting side of this is that Epstein, days before he passed away in prison, days before that happened, he updated his will and he made a backup executor to his will Bill Gates' right-hand guy. And the right-hand guy that he named had no idea, never even talked to Jeffrey Epstein before. And this guy just came out and he was like, I think he made me the executor, like backup executor to his will, to just say a big fuck you to everybody. Like, look how close I am with Bill Gates.
That's kind of an incredible prank. Like,
Yeah.
he's winning me over. Like,
Yeah, it's all coming. I was like, he's not a very good person, but he definitely knows how to throw some shade around, especially on your way out.
Yeah.
Right before you hang yourself, he decides to update his will with a backup executor that he's never met. That's incredible.
that's so funny.
Wait, but so is there speculation that Bill had him?
They think that Epstein did that just as like a big fuck you to everybody. He couldn't make it obvious by making Bill Gates, because people would be like, oh, this guy's just crazy if you make Bill Gates your executor of your will. He made his right hand guy, just to like throw out there, like make everybody seem to think like, oh, he's really close with Bill Gates. Bill Gates
Right.
is right hand person.
Or maybe he had more blackmail on Bill, and Bill had him killed, and then also got his will updated to get it to his right-hand guy. And he goes, hey, right-hand guy, by the way, give me some of that money once he's
dude.
dead.
We need to spread the game of bridge around the world.
Yeah, now we can start that bridge foundation.
yeah, now we can finally, there's the gnat chasing.
Do you want my
around.
chopsticks?
We start playing bridge finally with all of those Russian whores. I think he got a little too close to the sun with some of the wealthiest, most powerful people, Bill Gates and a lot of other people like Bill Gates, and they all just caved in on him and was like, let's just fucking sink this guy.
They probably all got together and they're like, look, dude, we didn't realize he had cameras everywhere.
yeah.
That really seemed to be his thing, though. He invited all these wealthy, famous people over. He had cameras, allegedly, all throughout his house, and just did very illegal, like got them all involved in very illegal stuff with minors.
Whether or not they ever get down to like who actually killed him, the whole conspiracy behind that, I think stuff will start coming out a lot more about who was deeply involved with him on his flights, on his island, all that stuff. I think, who was it? Noam Chomsky. I only know the name. I don't know anything that he's done. He's a writer of some sort, right?
I'm not sure.
I just know the name Noam Chomsky.
I like his last name.
Chomsky.
Sounds delicious.
Well, so, like he had Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, like he had
Everybody,
multiple presidents. It's you'd love to be a fly on the wall.
You love to see it.
Yeah, to be like, what do you got these guys on?
Yeah.
What do you got that you got yourself killed?
Well, I hear people talking all the time about like you get so rich and so powerful, like that's why they end up doing such some of the biggest like fucked up stuff, is because anything normal is just like
They're just bored.
it's just boring. It's like drinking like a Keystone Light, and you eventually going to work your way up to Everclear. Yeah,
and then boys.
and then after that comes boys.
Yeah, that's when you get into the boys business.
The business of boys, as they call it. Yes.
Have you guys
South
been
Jersey
bad boys? Yeah,
And you think we got the name? We're on those flight logs.
It took inspiration.
Yeah, we got big podcast money coming in from the Epstein Foundation for Better Bridge Playing.
Our island, Sea Island.
We're gonna start a Patreon foundation.
Our island is just out in the middle of the Barnegat Bay, and it's on that map over there. Actually,
yeah, baby.
Yeah, you'd be able to point it out. That's our island. Yes. Yeah. Let's get into some interesting,
Local news from Daniel Callahan.
Let's get into some local news. The video was taken down of this, but I did bring it up nonetheless. A YouTuber has recently pled guilty to intentionally crashing his plane for views, and he could face 20 years in prison. So basically, this guy
Did he have other people in the plane?
No, he just had a plane, and then he intentionally was just flying it and jumped out of it, and there was nothing wrong with it. So he made it seem like the engine had a problem, but they found out aviation people watched it, and like there's nothing wrong.
And then he just let the plane just
crash
fly
into a mountain. Yeah, basically. And then he went and he found all the parts to the plane. This is all an edited video, but
like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
I'm going down. Are you kidding me?
He's doing it. Yeah, hit that bell for the notification. His face is just getting ripped apart. So he just jumps out and his plane just goes right into the side of a mountain.
These teenagers are getting wacky.
They're calling it 9/11ing.
It's a new viral sensation.
It's so he jumped out. He got like 5 million views.
I was gonna say, how many views, like, for like the risk reward on this?
Yeah. Yeah, and he not only did he do that, you know what he's being charged with? He's being charged with interfering with a federal investigation because he went and got the debris from the crash site and he buried it like 20 miles away. So the problem is that they were investigating it federally, and he like disposed of evidence. That's what he's being charged with.
Why were they investigating it federally, like some YouTuber in a plane?
Because
Just any plane crash?
He had to make it seem like there was something wrong with it, but then the idiot has a video of him in the plane, and all it takes is an aviation expert to be like, "There's no problem with his engine."
I guess they need like the black box or something.
Yeah,
too.
and they could get all of that stuff. And like this guy was a pilot, and like who also has a plane, and he's like, "I'm going to intentionally crash it." How much money are these YouTubers making?
Right.
Like
20 million views.
Yeah, 20 years in prison. I think he got like 5 million views. I think is what it ended up being.
Oh my god!
This guy.
Is that him?
No, that's the expert. It's like the YouTuber intentionally crashed his plane. This guy's careless and reckless.
I love that, man. I love that he got caught. What a dumbass.
Yeah. So he might face 20 years in prison. That'd be an interesting story to tell in the Camden County Jail. But
yeah, what are you in for? Well, I had this sick YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I was flying a plane, and I decided, just for a little bit of clickbait, wanted to get some views, I was going to just jump out of it and just run it into the side of a mountain.
Which leads me to my next question. What would you guys or what would you do to get 5 million views on YouTube? Crimes aside, what would you do? This guy clearly, he's ambitious. He goes after it. He's willing to take risks. What would you guys do off of Epstein's Island to get a few million views? There's been people that actually tried to swim to Epstein's Island for views. Yes.
To do all of that, 5 million's not even much.
No, it's not.
You can accidentally get that on a reel.
Yeah, exactly. There's no-name comedians that have YouTube specials out there that have like 3 million views.
Yeah. And knowing us, we would do something like this. Like we just intentionally drove our Dodge Challenger off the Ben Franklin Bridge, and we would get like 1,000 views, and we'd be like, "We're fucking made it.
Yeah.
We're gonna be on NBC 10 tonight."
Murder 3 people. South Jersey, bad boys.
Can you see it now? The car just it's slow motion going off the Ben Franklin Bridge, and you see us get like ejector seats out of the roof.
Local YouTubers with a podcast called South Jersey Bad Boys.
Dude, our subscribers would go through the roof.
It looks like they're closing in at 72 subscribers. It is wild that they decided to risk this much.
Do you know how easy it is to just like the fake it till you make it thing, like in podcasting? All you need is a microphone like this and a camera like that. Me hold it, you with the camera, and you're going to follow somebody around a tailgate, and people will be like, oh, like what news station are they with? Or how legit are they? And then we just make some South Jersey Bad Boys business cards, hand them out to people, and they'll be like, oh my God, I'm going to be in that video of that guy on the Seaside Heights Boardwalk dressed like a Guido piece of shit. And it's got 1,200 views. It's the most viewed video on our channel. It's kind of sad.
Well, time out a second. You did get recognized from the pod recently.
Oh, yes, very recently at the old Tap Room Bar and Grill in Haddonfield, New Jersey.
Recognized.
So I'm standing there. This was before the post-game comedy show a couple of weeks ago. And me and Jimbo Slice were standing out in the bar waiting to get a drink. And there's like 2 guys sitting at the bar, and one of them just keeps going like this. He's just like turning around looking, and I'm like facing this way, and he's sitting right there, and he just keeps looking at me, and I see it out of the corner of my eye, and I'm just like, yeah, that's just, I'm so used to it, you know, just people looking at me because I'm dressed like this mostly.
Yeah.
And then eventually he's like, are you that guy that's on that podcast with Brendan Donegan? And I'm like, yeah, that would be me. And I was like, who's asking? He's like, this guy next to me told me that you were on a podcast, and he's friends with Brendan's cousin. I was like, Jesus Christ, this went down like a really long road.
7 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Recognition, but hey, we'll take it.
If you go anywhere near or close to Haddon Avenue, there's bound to be somebody that knows Brendan who then has seen you in something Brendan's done.
I got a lot of relatives in the area. Shout out my cousin, Pat White.
Yeah, always. always watching.
Oh, yeah.
There's
He's a
always a Donegan watching.
Big supporter.
Think about how many more cousins you'll have if you drive off the Ben Franklin Bridge.
I know.
Oh, we'll get those cousin numbers up. Yeah, we'll
Do something else, kill Glenn Hurricane Schwartz, and you're
Yeah.
good.
Are you the guy that held Glenn Hurricane Schwartz hostage in your Dodge?
You bet your
Challenger?
ass. I actually have a South Jersey Bad Boy T-shirt if you want me to sign it.
You want a sticker?
Yeah. We should get some South Jersey Bad Boy T-shirts.
We really should, Paul. Now, if you had if you were to think of a South Jersey Bad Boy T-shirt that had the logo, like what would be a good representation of South Jersey that you would want? Like you got Prince Chappelle Show on there. If you had that, but it was South Jersey, like what would it be? Do you want it to be a South Jersey Bad Boy logo on top of like a dude puking in a Wawa bathroom?
I think just the logo like might be like a legitimate shirt that I would wear.
And then the back is 2 separate pictures of you guys both with 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we could do that.
I have to go meet 50.
You have to
find
find him.
You got to find. He's going to be in Camden in August. He's doing his. It's a certain year anniversary of his whole In the Club. Is first album.
We'll send him this clip.
We'll send him this clip. He knows me.
Of our
picture
people
right
reach out
over
to his
here.
people.
Yeah, we'll bring some effing vodka and it'll be great. I think we should make T-shirts that look like not the tuxedo T-shirts, but the bikinis. Like it has the bikini one on the front and then on the back, and we have a little tramp stamp on the back.
That'd be nice.
That is right up your alley, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what would be hilarious? You got a tuxedo shirt. We're not even in tuxes. But it looks like it. We put a blazer over that. And anyways, it'd be a real hoot.
It'd be a real hoot and a holler, and we just get this. And instead of the Phillies logo, we put the South Jersey Bad Boys logo. And instead of palm trees, they're marijuana leaves.
I think we get bowling league shirts,
Bowling shirts.
South Jersey Bad Boys on the back with our names on the front.
You could be like
Cursive.
every 60-year-old comic in a bowling shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, like Charlie Sheen bowling shirt.
Yes, exactly.
With
that.
a cursive name right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Paul, would you join our bowling league team?
Oh, yeah. Dude, I'd wear that to every single show.
Dude, we're gonna tear it up at Lickety Splits up on 73. You know, I think it's actually called Laurel. It was Laurel Lanes. I think it's Lickety Splits now. The signage is literally a couple of cherries, and it's in like it looks like a strip club sign, but it's a bowling
it's
alley.
called Lickety Split.
Yeah, and it has these cherries on it.
Very provocative name.
Yeah, so that's what we're planning on doing. We'll get you a shirt. We'll get any other bad boy out there a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you'd be interested in some South Jersey Bad Boys bowling shirts, let us know.
Yeah, please do let us know. We're going to order a batch. We got to find a supplier around here.
I got some connects. I'm going to actually legitimately put some feelers in because I really want the shirt.
So here's some local news we got as well. Anybody out there, they're going to be cracking down on seatbelt tickets in New Jersey. There's 132 towns that got grants to crack down on a seatbelt ticket blitz.
Really?
Starting today, May 22nd. I was talking to Paul about this before you got here because I don't understand what exactly is happening. So 145 departments are going to be splitting up $800,000 worth of grant money to pay for a 2-week seatbelt crackdown. My question is, police departments are getting all this money to write seatbelt tickets.
That's what I assume they're just doing it to make money.
Well, I'm like, but they're getting a grant on top of the seatbelt tickets.
Why?
So what's the money for? Is what I'm.
Yeah, are they getting? Yeah, what do they need?
Bigger guns.
Put your fucking seatbelt on. Bigger guns.
It said the seatbelt tickets are up to $46. So yes, bigger guns. We need bigger infrared, fully automatic.
Need 800.
You just see like a laser guiding your seatbelt to the clip.
Yeah.
So in Camden County, Gloucester, Haddon Heights, and Winslow. Haddon Heights got close to $8,800 to police. Is that just an incentive, like a bonus?
I guess.
Here's $8,800.
My buddy's a cop in Head Nights. I'll reach out to him.
Ask him what they're getting. They might be getting a new soda machine in the break room. Like, what the hell are they getting $8,800 for?
But yeah, exactly. So they're giving them some money to incentivize them to just ramp it up with the seatbelts.
That's what it sounds like to me. It didn't really say. Deptford's getting $7,000. Paulsboro's getting $2,800. Rowan University is getting $4,500.
And then to your point, they're incentivizing them to make money for themselves.
Yeah.
And then what do they do with that?
They're setting up checkpoints where they ram you and see if you were wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah.
Yes. Those checkpoints out on the road. You know, it's not like a DUI checkpoint, but they were like, okay, stop right here, and then we're going to ram you with our cruiser. We're going to see.
Just head on.
Yeah. So it did say out of 694 people in New Jersey killed in traffic crashes last year, 40% were not wearing seatbelts. That's crazy. Nearly 40%. That's what 300 something people weren't wearing seatbelts in it. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm old school and just have a mental muscle memory.
I feel like I do it every time.
But now, don't you think some of these towns should incentivize people to not wear seatbelts? Going back to Dodge Challengers, I asked you this before, Paul, but have you ever met a good person in a Dodge Challenger?
The answer remains the same.
No. So maybe if they find some people that have no seatbelt on in the car, they do not get a ticket and carry on with your ways.
I think we can cut down on no seatbelt deaths by shooting them.
Yeah.
Actually,
cut
yes.
out the middleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just get straight to the point. Instead of that killing you for not wearing it, we're going to kill you right here instead.
Yeah.
0 no seatbelt deaths last year.
Yeah. A lot of murders.
There's a lot of shootings by police, but
Quite a bit of uptick in murders.
yeah, you can't have one without the other. What do you want? Do you want seatbelt tickets on the rise, or do you want murder by police? What would you... Suicide by cop, I think they call it. What would you rather have?
Yep.
So that's been going on in New Jersey, and I saw this a little before we started the program. A teen was bitten by a shark in the Jersey Shore just a week ago.
Yikes, you hate to see it.
15-year-old had her foot bitten when she was out in Stone Harbor.
Really?
She was about 50 feet into the water. She couldn't touch the ground. And here's a look at her foot. Some marine biologists did say that is consistent with a shark bite.
It looks like it's smiling.
It does look like a smiley. Maybe the shark was just trying to... She received 6 stitches in her foot and her leg. Yeah, that's quite a gash.
Thank God she still has her foot, dude. She's
Yeah, she said that she was on a surfboard and her foot was just dangling in the water, and she felt like something was like a crab pinching her, but it took up her whole foot and it was heavy. She said 5 seconds went by and it finally let go.
That
Oh
doesn't
my
look as
God.
bad as I thought it would. Like, that just looks like the shark sucked her toes. Like,
Yeah, it just looks like a little sucking going
little
on
shark that's into feet.
there. Yeah,
I wonder that had to have been like a sand shark or something.
the guy didn't say.
Are sand sharks big?
Sand sharks can be. People often confuse. I think they have spiny dogfish is what the ones you commonly catch down there, and they're like bottom feeders. People commonly call them sand sharks. There are sand sharks that have more like what do you call it? Like sandpapery type of teeth. But there are like bull sharks, tiger sharks, all those other...
I'm just thinking whatever shark that was that gets a hold of your foot, the fact that those teeth didn't just take the foot clean off is amazing.
that looks like a people bite that tried to frame a shark.
Yeah, it looks like a guy with a really wild foot fetish that just...
That
What
could
would be more threatening? An actual great white shark just kind of maybe coming across people, or a guy targeting people just
I
under
was
the
going to
water?
say, that could have been Dan cruising around the beach in his shirt underneath people's surfboards, just licking toes. And then he got a little greedy with this one.
I did, yep. And you're going... All you see is the little snorkel.
He was like, oh, shit, there was a shark that was on your foot. I knocked it off, though. Thank God I was under there for 20 minutes.
I just come out of the water and I just take my snorkel and those like kid like Speedo goggles off
With the fin on the top.
not even the fin, just like a bathing cap, and I have flippers on too. And I'm just in the water. I was like, wow, there's a shark down there, and it really got you. Like, luckily, I got rid of it for you. But they did say that it seems like sharks often confuse humans for what they are like actually hungry for, and then
Which is big sexy feet.
Yeah, big sexy feet. And this girl's got some big old dogs on her, and the shark just let go, and it's like, yeah, he just moved along, and now she says she can't imagine never going in the ocean again, but I probably won't this summer. So that was down in Stone Harbor.
Is there anything scarier than thinking about like being in the ocean? And like anytime I'm in the ocean, if I step on something that I'm not sure what it is,
Start flailing.
one of the scariest
Like the
things
fucking slime shit.
the
I hate that.
slime, or even if you think it's like a crab or something like that, like
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah, and I hate being in open water that I can't see around, especially if I don't like. She's like, yeah, we were like about 50 feet out. We couldn't
50
touch the
feet
bottom.
is pretty far.
I hate when I can't touch the bottom or see. So you're just like kind of going with whatever. It could be a shell or a cracked thing. If I touch it slightly,
Yeah.
I'm losing my
Like-
fucking shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that there are sharks actively feeding in the Jersey Shore. That's what we are getting at here. Luckily, she was able to get away and tell the story of it with a nice set of feet. But Except that I don't know how old this girl is. That could come back to bite us. So the Jersey Shore Boardwalk T-shirts are starting to evolve with the times. A guy literally wrote an entire op-ed piece about how he sees shirts getting more wholesome these days.
Really?
But then you get down to the bottom because he's like, oh, you'll often see some at Ocean City that are about the town. They have flowers on them and stuff.
Well, we went to Seaside. There was literally one that was like, I'd suck a dick for $2 or something. Like, what is going on with these T-shirt stores?
That's what I was showing Paul. This one here, it has a picture of Donald Trump and it says guilty, and the other one says not guilty. So they're just like, yeah, whatever piece of shit is going to buy this and wear this around, we'll play both sides of the coin.
They're targeting the right place. Like New Jersey's the perfect place where a guy's going to walk in and walk out with that and go, look at my fucking shirt.
Right.
Yeah, I've done it for years, if you can believe that.
Now, what is a wholesome shirt? Like, is there just like a creep at the T-shirt store? Like, now that's a wholesome shirt. I like that.
Like this one here, instead of The Walking Dead, it's The Walking Dad, and it's a dad. Like, Brendan, you should get that. You should get that. That's just so much better than the I would suck a dick for $2.
It's like there's not even a pun there. They're like, we're just changing the word.
It's two things.
Yeah, it's just like dad is one letter away from dead. So
these ones are Logan Paul's energy drink brand or something, Prime hydration drink. So like that's apparently big with teens. But then you get down to the bottom and they have a lot of the like some of my favorites. They always how much they have to sell them. That's the thing. Is that if they continue making the shorts that say it isn't going to spank itself, they have to actually sell those. I have never seen someone wear those shorts anywhere.
that's because I've been buying them.
They have white girl wasted in the logo of White Claw, and then one of my favorites, these shorts right here. These ones say thick fillet in the font of Chick-fil-A.
Now that I would buy.
Now that I definitely would.
We need to get ourselves one of these T-shirt making machines so we can get our South Jersey Bad Boy merch.
See, that's what I'm saying.
It's not going to spank itself on the back.
Yeah. It'll say South Jersey Bad Boy.
It's not going to jerk itself.
Yeah, so they're getting wholesome at the Jersey Shore is the moral of this story. I think we should definitely get some of these and wear them at the Jersey Shore and see what kind of guys. The free hugs on the front and it ain't going to spank itself on the back.
Love it.
That'll be great. And let's see, there was one other one. I did find this of my selfish husband flies first class while I sit in economy with our kids. Now, this guy, there's been calls for this guy to get divorced from his wife, but basically it was in the op-ed an ethics column in the New York Times Magazine where a woman said that her husband and her husband and her kids fly and travel a lot. And when they go somewhere, he buys a ticket for himself in first class and puts his wife and kids in economy.
But that is a legendary dad move.
That's
Respect
a move.
it.
And she says that he justifies it by saying that it would cost too much money to put the entire family in first class.
It's like, that's how you justify it.
not
It's
wrong.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that technically is true. Or you could sit in economy and have maybe your wife sit in first class.
Maybe take turns every now and then. So people lost their fucking shit, and they are calling for this woman to divorce her husband. And
I love that. That was his. He was like, "No, well, guys, listen, hear me out. The reason is because it would be too expensive for us all to sit first class. So I just sit first class.
You're not hearing me.
Yeah, sorry, you guys must have misunderstood. These poor people that I live with, my wife and kid, can't afford it.
Could you just see him sitting in first class swirling a glass of champagne? And they're like, anything he needs, sir? He's like, yeah, could you tell those animals back in coach to shut the fuck up?
Wow.
Specifically my wife and kids.
That guy gives no fucks.
Yeah. This is what some people are calling for divorces over. Meanwhile, whenever me and my bitch wife fly anywhere, we're both in fucking coach and we're in the back against the bathrooms on a Spirit Airlines flight. Neither of us are sniffing first class.
No, I've nenever sniffed first class. Never even gotten close to it.
Now, Paul, have you ever sniffed first class or someone that sits
After
in
the
first class?
flight.
That's the best time.
Yeah, go up there and sniff the seats.
Yeah.
See what kind of perfume they're wearing. Yeah.
Expensive.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Oh, they smell like money.
So that's a fun one. I enjoy that, and you can respect the hell out of a move like that. But
That's embarrassing that his
How
wife's
did
so
this-
broke.
Yeah. What a dumbass. How did this go viral? Did this woman rat him out?
She wrote it in an ethics column, which I don't know what that has to do with ethical or moral values. Seems
Right.
rather misplaced.
She sounds like she sucks.
yeah, she's kind of a downer. I
She's
mean,
broke and a downer.
yeah, broke and a downer, and she ruins their
Don't write
medication.
an article about it. Just divorce this asshole.
Yeah, just divorce him.
Simple.
She's
Yeah.
holding you back. I'm right with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should get full custody after this divorce.
Yeah.
Could you imagine having such a downer like that as a single mom parent? I mean, that's what's ruining society.
I'll take him. She can't afford him, clearly.
Clearly, yes. I will take them to my my estate in Collingswood, and
I'll send my kid back into coach.
yeah, yeah. Because then it's like they get divorced, and when he takes the kid for a weekend trip, he'll be in first class, and the kids will
It's
be
like,
in
yeah,
coach.
you don't understand. It would be too expensive
Right.
to have my kid up
Do
here.
you know how much a kid's first class ticket costs?
Yeah.
Oh, baller move. But yeah, that was in an ethics column area there. We frequently talk about different Dear Abby columns on this program. Dear Abby columns are the gold of the internet, I feel like, out of old people that are 90 years old and don't know where else to write for advice. And we always see an insane article. We've submitted some over time. We've never done this with a guest before. So, Paul, I think this is your moment to shine here. What we've done in the past is that we've come up with an insane story to ask for advice on, and me and Brendan would mad-lib it. He would say a sentence, I would say a sentence, you carry on a thing. So why don't we try and formulate, I'm writing a woman from Somerdale, New Jersey, and we're going to seek advice from Abby, and we're going to see if we get a response for the first time out of 4 submissions ever. So
We have to try to keep it somewhat realistic because Dan and I tend to go a little bit over the line.
Okay.
And we've never been written back.
yeah, so we got to keep it somewhat within the playing field.
Start tame and then kind of like
Yeah.
We can start a little weird. We just can't get like Dan and I just go way too crazy.
Yeah, we get a little excited, so maybe you can tame us down a little bit, like
Okay.
a tiger show in Vegas. Like who are those two gay guys?
Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah, we're your Siegfried and Roy, and you're the white tiger. That's just try and tame us down a little
Trying
bit.
to gobble you guys up.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you want to start with? What's the area of just you can fire off a sentence of like an intro sentence, if you will. Like my name is Judy, and I. It could be about dating. It could be about your stupid kids.
Yeah. So well, in case you don't have the context, like there's some old woman who has this advice website.
This woman,
So
Abby. Yeah.
we write in as if we are whoever and ask for weird advice about a weird situation that we're
Yeah.
in.
So like the one I read recently was about a woman who, I think I mentioned it earlier about how she's in love with 2 men, but one of them is dead. Other ones have been, what were some of the other crazy ones? Just insane stories about like my kids. I found out my ex-husband was a predator or something. And how do I tell my kids? Like anything like that. Like you can really just, you can start with we'll just keep on going down the line.
Okay, so dear Abby, my husband wants me to stop paying to freeze my eggs. Wants to unfreeze my eggs, I guess.
He wants to
He's tired of paying for it.
Oh, there we go. It's tired. All right, Brendan, let's get a next sentence in here. My husband is tired of paying for freezing my eggs.
He has 7 children of his own.
Now I'm going to write in here. I know utility costs are through the roof these days, but I cannot disagree with him more. We can keep this one rather brief, but we can add a sentence or a couple more sentences from us. So where do you go from there, Paul? I know utility costs are through the roof these days, but I can't disagree with him more. This woman has 7 children, and he wants to stop unfreezing her eggs. Where does she go
No,
next?
he has 7 kids.
All 7 are from a previous marriage.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm not paying for your eggs.
Yeah. So yeah, now she starts realizing her dilemma. This is from a woman named Judy. So
Okay, so she can't disagree more that the egg costs are too high.
she knows that the costs are through the roof. Like I understand it's a lot to pay, but
But
like
I
I
want my
can't.
eggs.
I want my eggs frozen. Yeah.
Is it a per month basis that you have to
It's like a
keep
monthly-
these eggs on ice?
It's like a Netflix cost. Yeah. It's like paying for Ultra HD Netflix.
Like if you miss a monthly payment, they're like, all right, they're getting a little bit warm.
yeah, we're gonna take them out of the freezer today.
We'll put them back on ice.
We're going to open them up and somebody else gets them like
Yeah.
Storage
I
Wars.
imagine it like Jurassic Park where he goes to steal the DNA and they're opening up those like vaults and there's just like
Yeah.
that's what I feel like it is. But
If you
yeah,
get it to us by the 5th, we'll put them back on ice.
yeah. Maybe you should mention the sketchy place that she has her eggs being frozen at, or
like a storage facility.
Yeah.
it's a storage facility that is not temperature controlled.
I think we would be able to afford it if he just stopped sitting in first class and sat with the rest of us.
Oh, there you. Okay, so now let's go that direction. That costs are through the roof, but I can't disagree with him more. How about he spends like crazy amounts of money on something else, and if he just reallocated it, so what's something that he drops a lot of money on that if he just scaled that back, paying for it wouldn't be a problem?
Vasectomy.
He gets vasectomies every other week. That would be actually hilarious, but it'll go right down the line of there's no way this bitch would believe this.
He's wants to keep paying to keep his sperm frozen.
He's freezing a sperm and you can't. Is that a thing?
Oh, I don't know, actually.
Definitely not.
He's doing it.
He's doing it on his own. Yeah, he's just freezing sperm in our garage.
I'm actually freezing my sperm. I'm saving it just in case I go through menopause.
Do you want to?
We don't have to freeze our sperm. We're usually pretty locked and loaded until Robert De Niro just had a kid. He's like 97.
Yeah. So what's something he could be dropping a lot of coin on?
Oh, okay, so that's where we stopped off.
Yeah, the costs, she can't disagree, though. And I think if we go that route, like let's say he spends a lot of money or drops a lot of coin, spills some of his seed doing something else.
Hookers. No, that would get us kicked off.
He spends a lot of money.
On hookers and blow.
Yeah, where could he go? Let's see. You have any ideas where you can go next with this, Brandon?
Let's see.
Donates it to the game of bridge.
Yeah.
He donates it to the Bridge Foundation founded by Bill Gates.
He meets up with his boys at IHOP every single weekend. And they come home drunk and they have spent a lot of money. And I've been telling him if he just puts some of that toward the eggs payment, we could do this. If he cuts out his Denny's expenses.
He's paying for eggs.
Yeah. He's paying for the wrong eggs. I keep telling him he's paying for the wrong eggs. Maybe we cap it off there.
I think that's a good ending.
What are your thoughts?
I think that would be great. So he meets up with his friends at IHOP every weekend. They drop a lot of money there, and if he just reallocated his spending money, we would be able to afford freezing money.
Yeah. I would like a baby within the next year. Get back to me.
Good. I like the call to action at the
Yeah.
end because we need help.
Please.
We're not just setting a scene. We need Abby.
Right. No more IHOP.
I keep telling him you're spending money on the wrong eggs. Is that what you said?
Yeah. The good thing about this is Dan would do this in his free time, even if we weren't on the podcast.
Yeah, I could just be here by myself. I would take an edible on a Friday,
Yeah.
and before I got incoherent, I would write this out. So you're spending money. What's the call to action in this? And then I'll send it off.
I'd like to have a baby within the next year, so please get back to me. Dear Abby,
Now,
my eggs are fucking shaking.
the popular thing with Dear Abby is you want to make yourself anonymous. So now we have to come up with a clever name about eggs being frozen or not frozen, tied back to like where she's from.
Oh, okay.
From it would give it away too bad. I was going to say let's make her from Egg Harbor, New Jersey, but that would be way too. So like something. How about falling out? Falling in Tennessee or something. I don't know. That's usually what it goes like I'm lonely in Tennessee or something like that. Lonely on the Lolita Express.
Yeah.
Mother hen trying to catch a chill.
Yeah.
Mother hen. She has potential mother hen. She's trying to have a kid. We'll go freezing in what's the
Fargo?
Fargo, North Dakota, is that the name of it? Oh my god, should I say freezing in Fargo? Oh my god, there we go. With gratitude. There we go. Freezing in Fargo. I'm gonna screenshot the hell out of that so I can
Get back to us, Abby.
Yep. There we go. Send to Dear Abby. I already filled out our information, and your letter's been sent. She gets a lot of them, and she reviews them, so thanks for your understanding there.
Good work.
Good work. Yeah, so we were able to send that off. Let's hope we hear back from Abigail.
Do you still dive into local Facebook groups with frequency?
Not as frequently as I would like to. I definitely do quite a lot. I was going in there with it's just the different.
Kicked out of quite a few.
I have been kicked out of a number of them. I got to get back in the game. I'm trying to figure out the right format for it, but it is fun going in there because some people take it dead seriously, or they know it's a joke and they play along with it, and other people are kind of in between but they're not all there.
Right.
So I think I need to expand my horizons outside of just food and just really fuck with people in groups that towns I don't live in, because it's a real fun time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking about getting back in there, spicing up my life a little bit more. Yeah. Have you had any fun Facebook Marketplace experiences?
I haven't been on since we were on, but now I just think of like fun ways to contain food.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. You know what?
It's a lot of fun.
Not even just containing food, but just making things really marketable. The one thing that's been on my mind a lot is corn dogs. Corn dogs have gotten the shaft when it comes to getting marketed properly.
It's bullshit.
It is. It's just...
You look like a guy that works for Big Corn Dog. Big Corn Dog Corp.
Wait, I think I have a photo of me in a shirt like this.
I'm sure you do. I'm surprised it's not on the wall.
It should be. Remember that photo that we photoshopped of us being arrested for doing something? There's a photo of me with a corn dog just like this.
I haven't photoshopped a lot of our pictures. It's usually you doing the photoshopping. So
yeah, so that was me. Corn dogs. They've gotten shafted, and I think they just need to market them a little bit better. So I wanted to do is put together like multiple boxes of corn dogs. Like I'm talking like 50 of them. Put them in my bathtub, and I was going to market it as clean corn dogs. Like these things are freshly cleaned. I washed them all in by hand.
I washed them myself.
And just clean corn dogs, and I'll put it on Facebook Marketplace, a picture of corn dogs filling a bathtub. Now, would that not interest either of you fellas?
You would definitely get some hits.
Yeah, it would. It's an attention grabber, so that's what I'm all here for. Yeah,
I want to do airplane chowder. So like containers of chowder that are small enough to bring on an airplane because it's technically a liquid.
Yeah.
So you could just have like 50 of those filled with New England clam chowder.
Ooh, like a kind of like a Nathan for you, where he brings the chili into a hockey game, and you just have a siphon going up the
The
side.
most hated guy on that plane.
you're sucking down chowder in 34F, and people are just
turn to the person next to you. Would you like some?
And can I get a small Dixie cup? They bring a cup to you, and you just start pouring it out.
It's like hotel shampoo.
Yeah.
We should definitely try and play a prank on TSA where we put weird shit in our pockets, wear a trench coat, and put all types of...
You got to take it all out at security. Oh, I'm sorry about that. They're like, is that a corn dog?
You make people late for their...
Yeah.
How mad would you be if you were late for your flight because some dude
brought a bunch of corn dogs in his pocket?
Something that could not be used for any type of hijacking situation. It's just like, we found 127 corn dogs on this guy.
He had a slinky in his ass. I don't know why.
He said it would make him sit and bounce back.
Yeah.
Why hasn't anybody done that? All you need to do is buy a one-way ticket, like a cheap airline ticket, bring no bag. Like, you can spend $30 on a Spirit Airlines thing and you get to go through TSA.
Yeah.
So you just go through there. If anybody sees or hears me getting arrested at Philadelphia International,
You'll know it's a prank.
How weird would it have to be?
You'll know it's just Dan goofing.
And I'm just yelling, it's a prank, while 3 people are tackling me.
Yeah, dogs fucking ripping Dan apart.
Just getting like 3 different people's fingers up my ass doing a strip and cavity search. Oh, God, yeah.
I would love your like NSA file somewhere is just like he tried to sneak on like a United flight with 36 corn dogs in individual pockets.
Yeah.
Knowing me, I probably wouldn't know the history of it. And they're like, yeah, did you know that corn dogs were commonly used as a hijacking tool back in the late 90s? And you just put 300 of them in a trench coat? And like, that would happen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used the sticks to like fucking get open the cockpit door or something. Yeah, that's what would happen. But yeah, so if you see anything happening like that, let me know. And hit our hotline up and let us know if what's been in your ass this week. Paul, do you have anything good in there?
That could be our story next week.
Oh, yeah.
The corn dog thing, not what's been in my ass.
I was going to say, what has been in your ass? Like cream corn? That's a fun one.
Yeah.
That's a fun one. Anything up your ass lately, Brendan?
Nothing up my ass.
Other than those haters coming after your benches?
A lot of haters, dude. They've been all over me. And guess what, dude? I'm going to just keep on fucking doing
what have you done lately that's really riled them up? Anything good?
I got a couple of solar Edison bulb lights that I threw on the pergola that I built with these 2 goddamn bare hands. And the haters are furious. dude.
Oh fuck!
I see the calluses. You've been working.
It's just a little nice touch for the haters.
It is.
That they hate to see me successful, and I just continue to DIY all over their tits.
That could be a shirt at the store.
There we go. DIY all over them. Yeah.
All over your ass.
All over your ass, all over your tits, whatever you prefer. We'll do it that way. Paul, you have any parting words for these fine people? I think we're about 4.5 hours in.
Okay.
But what time do we got on the old recorder over there, Brendel?
1 hour and 21 minutes.
Yeah, we've just been letting it rip.
Speaking of letting it rip, I do have to shit.
Yeah.
And the haters are furious.
Haters are fucking mad at Brendan. Yeah. So you got anything to say, Paul, before we wrap up here? Anything you got going on?
Silly _boy _Paul on Instagram. It doesn't roll off the tongue, but that's where all the show dates are.
Damn right.
He's a silly boy. Going over there, tickle him, and
Follow that boy.
yeah, go and follow him around, and
Follow that silly boy.
we'll see you at High Note Humor sometime on a Wednesday coming up.
All right.
We'll see you there. All right, later.